Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Night at the Fights at Sweeney Center in Santa Fe. Showdown Productions presenting mano a mano. Some big fights tonight on the card. My name is Carl Twibell, and with me is Bobby Perez on my right, and James Ramirez on my left, and we'll be calling the action tonight on this Saturday Night at the Fights here at Sweeney Center in Santa Fe.
This first fight we're going to be doing is Clarence Garcia versus Mike Middleton. This is a heavyweight fight, and it looks very, very exciting.
Clarence Garcia out of Santa Fe, and he'll be fighting a gentleman out of Florida, James.
I got a chance to see Clarence Garcia train, and I was very impressed with his training. He's a very big fella. Certainly he has the advantage tonight because of the home crowd, and also he has Chris Linson Sr. in his corner as his trainer. And at Linson Camp, they got a good thing going on there. It's going to be very hard to, in my eyes, to beat Clarence Garcia, but Mike Middleton is no pushover. He's a very big guy, and we look to see some good jabs tonight.
Well, these gentlemen are heavyweights. Garcia weighing in at 276 pounds and Middleton at 221 and a half. So there'll be some heavy blows being thrown tonight here at the Sweeney Center in Santa Fe. And it should be a great night for fights. We've already had several fights on the card, and we'll have the main event coming up later.
Yes, we will. And I've heard some really good things about this Clarence Garcia just from around town. I've heard that he's got some real tough punches. He's got a real tough uppercut, and I don't know much about Mike Middleton, but I hear that he can go pound for pound with both Clarence Garcia and Mike Middleton.
After this bout, we will have a special presentation here.
He's a law enforcement officer,
so be prepared for that.
Santa Fe Sheriff's Department. So
we're going to have the Battle Royal coming up here in just a few seconds. We want you guys to get involved in this one with Clarence Garcia and Mike Middleton. They're heavyweights, and they can hammer, man.
Duke it out tonight at Sweeney Center, and should be a great night for fight and a nice crowd. They had seating for 1,100. And there is, I would say, at least close to 1,000 people here in Sweeney Center tonight for this fight. So
this will be a six-rounder.
Richard Garcia from the KDC Radio is the ring announcer tonight, and he's going to announce the two fighters, and expect a big round of applause when Clarence Garcia of Santa Fe comes into the ring.
Yes. So let's go to the ring announcer, and we'll see how they come in.
And there is Richard Garcia. And the fighters will be coming into the ring shortly. Again, Showdown Productions, mano a mano. Saturday night at the fights. This ought to be great for Santa Fe. A lot of fight fans. And
Mike Middleton making his way to the ring, wearing the looks like the national flag, the stars and stripes.
Makes his way right behind us.
Middleton, 221 and a half pounds.
In the blue corner, from Florida, Mike Middleton.
And typically in boxing over the years, the heavyweight fighters have been the most popular, obviously, with the likes of Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali and the many other fighters that have come and gone, and Evander Holyfield, of course. But the lighter weights have also enjoyed a lot of terrific fighters.
In the red corner,
have three of those fighters
Santa Fe, Mexico.
In New Mexico. We've got, of course, Danny Romero Jr. from Albuquerque, and Johnny Tapia, and of course Chris Linson Jr. from Santa Fe. Both fighters in the ring, and
Clarence Garcia weighing in at 276, even 276. And he is also a really big fella, too. He's got some power behind his punch. In his last fight, he has a perfect record so far in his professional heavyweight.
Yes, he is. What is his record right now, James?
I believe it's 6-0 now. His professional record is 6-0. And there is Chris Linson Sr., the former professional contender, as his trainer, as the two fighters meet in the middle for instructions from the referee.
We've already had 3 fights, and we've had knockouts in every fight so far. We had a knockout in the first fight, a TKO in the second one, and the third fight that we've seen tonight also featured a knockout. So I think we should expect a knockout here with these two heavyweights.
This fight is scheduled to go 6 rounds.
Okay.
Not the shorter of 4 like the other fights have been earlier this evening.
And the heavyweights meet in the center of the ring, touch the gloves, and we're underway. Middleton and Garcia exchange some jabs. Middleton, nice hard jab as they move around the ring. Middleton still getting that jab out. And now Garcia with some heavy blows right above him. Middleton moving out and off the ropes. You don't want to be stuck on the ropes against Clarence Garcia.
Just unleashed a number of combinations on him right here.
Clarence Garcia really got a chance to draw first blood against Mike Middleton, getting that chance to throw a nice big flurry at the beginning and show him what he's made of here at the beginning.
Middleton seems to be utilizing the jab effectively in this early round.
I don't think Middleton would be more prone to move around the ring, and
I believe Clarence Garcia has lost his mouthpiece in the ring. That could be a problem.
The referee separates, and the mouthpiece will be replaced.
They're going to have to wash that off.
I think back in the old days, they didn't used to do that. They just let them
put it back in their mouth, and
they just let them continue to fight until. But this is one of the safety measures that professional boxing has adapted, and that's a good.
Yeah, they want to keep it as safe as possible.
Rule. Garcia backs Middleton in the corner, and he doesn't want to be there, and he quickly gets out of that heavy clinch. Now Middleton up against the ropes once again, gentlemen, and
Clarence Garcia doing the 1-2 jab, working the body in the midsection of his right midsection.
Clarence throwing some heavy blows against Middleton.
He's got him in the corner.
Middleton really not defending himself there. He starts to come back.
And Clarence needs to be careful, doesn't want to punch himself out early in this round. We're in round 1. And they have thrown some leather here very early on.
Middleton continues to utilize that jab. It was effective at the opening round, but as you can see, we have
loses his mouthpiece again.
Well, the fighters move back to their respective corners, and Garcia get the mouthpiece cleaned off and get it put back in.
And also getting a quick breather.
When you're in a fight like this, you need all the breathers you can get. Garcia has him pinned on the ropes once again. A big left hook for Clarence Garcia.
Getting some big shots inside by Mike Middleton. Middleton really getting underneath those left hooks and getting some nice uppercuts in there.
And Middleton did respond with a nice overhand right.
Clarence Garcia being the aggressor in this fight. He's really pushing it to him. Once again, Middleton with that jab.
Tough job that time.
That left jab. As we approach the end of the first round. Oh.
Nice big right hand, a right cross from Middleton against Garcia, but Clarence took the shot, stood right there. That's the end of round 1.
Please welcome Bud Grill, round number 2.
And that was the end of the first round.
Come on, New Mexico, put your hands together.
Carl, what do you think of that first round so far in the heavyweight fight?
Well, I thought that was a pretty even round, James. It appeared that both fighters certainly are not going to disappoint the crowd tonight. They're going to really exchange some heavy leather out there in the ring, and they did just that. And I certainly don't look for this fight to go the 6-round distance. None of the fights that we've seen so far have, but these two gentlemen, somebody's going to go down, and they have really thrown some heavy blows here in the first round, Bob.
Yeah, I don't think it will be very long before someone does go down. They're making some big shots inside, and really both Clarence Garcia and Mike Middleton really gave each other a really chance to see what each other was made of, and we'll see what happens here in the second.
All right, we have the start of the second round here.
Fighters come out and touch the gloves. Middleton immediately goes to the jab, and Garcia follows with an overhand right, and Middleton back up against the ropes, and he doesn't want to be there.
Garcia really coming out strong here in the second round.
Garcia going to the midsection and the body shots and getting him, sticking him. And that will have an effect on his conditioning throughout the fight.
These are two large young men in the ring. As they lean against each other. Big overhand right from Middleton. But Clarence stands in. And now Middleton, lefts and rights. And Clarence ties him up, moves him into the far corner.
Middleton still utilizing that jab right there. As you can see, that left jab.
And he's really going to have to use that, James, to keep Clarence off of him. He can't, I don't think, afford to stand in against Clarence Garcia and exchange blows.
No.
At short range.
My concern for Clarence Garcia is he's in front of his hometown, and I don't, you know, he wants to score that knockout. And I'd be wise to box it out through and work his way to it.
Well, Clarence Garcia really reminds me of a George Foreman style fighter, coming in with his brute weight and power, pushing in the fighter back more than just his punches.
Middleton blocking a lot of those punches.
Oh.
There's a big right from Middleton.
There was a big shot from Clarence Garcia.
Garcia trying to get in some uppercuts.
A lot of shots underneath.
It looked like a late one there from Garcia. Oh,
Middleton starting to look a little dazed there.
Clarence Garcia measuring the opponent, trying to open him up.
Clarence Garcia.
Right hooks there. Big body shot. Middleton blocking a lot of those punches though.
With a right-left combination there. Continues to hit him with the right. To the body and to the head, it seems his combination right there. The right body to the head. To the body and into the head.
Middleton just standing there and not really defending himself.
Well, these fighters are really tired.
He's going to give him the standing 8 count.
You're right, Bob. He did not respond with any punches. He just stood there. And he really, that's a standing 8 count for Middleton.
But Middleton comes back with the left.
Tired. They're both tired. But
ooh, there's a big shot by Middleton, but not really phasing Clarence Garcia at all.
And they're battling it out in the corner.
Clarence Garcia's got him. Middleton looks, his legs don't look unbalanced there up against the corner.
He's got him spread out there like in a defensive position.
That's the end of the second. Let's see what...
After 2 rounds.
Put your hands together.
I have actually had Clarence Garcia on top of that round.
Well, after 2 rounds, Clarence Garcia and Mike Middleton giving the crowd what they wanted to, Bob. And James, they came to see a slugfest, and that's exactly what we've seen in the first 2 rounds.
I give that round to Clarence Garcia. He really had Mike Middleton up against the ropes. He was working some combinations to the body and to the head. And I feel that if he can keep doing that and keep him being the aggressor, I believe that Clarence Garcia will win this fight. Although that Mike Middleton is still utilizing those left hands.
I really seemed like Clarence Garcia was really the aggressor in that round, and he gave Middleton all that he had, and it looks like Middleton's starting to give.
So we're here at the start of the 3rd round.
And the fighters in the center of the ring.
They're both a little slower this round coming out.
Yeah, they have really used up a lot of energy in the first 2 rounds, and now Garcia with lefts and rights to the body. And now Middleton responds with a couple of overhand rights to Garcia. And Garcia again in that basic rope-a-dope type setup that Ali used against George Foreman many years ago.
But I don't think Middleton has the conditioning like Ali did.
Well, he can't afford to stand there and take those blows. That 8-round, that standing 8 count in the last round did not help him at all as far as if this goes the distance and if the judges have to make a decision.
Both fighters look real exhausted right now.
Nice uppercut from Clarence Garcia, and then a big right hook from Middleton. And Clarence really pushing him around the ring, Bob, as you mentioned earlier.
Yes, he is. He's pushing his way in and getting some inside shots that really Middleton hasn't been able to defend himself with. And I believe Middleton might be cut, or some blood might be coming out of his nose now.
Clarence continuing to work the body, and I think that's right now. I think with Middleton, with his fatigueness, I think that's the proper thing to do, is work on the body, get him tired. Those shots have quite a dramatic feel for the conditioning.
It really works on the conditioning that they have.
Well, both fighters. Well, there goes
Loss of the mouthpiece again.
Clarence Garcia's mouthpiece. He's having trouble again with the mouthpiece.
That time I'm not sure Clarence even knew he lost his mouthpiece, but...
Well, I think both fighters can use a short break.
Middleton really showing that he needed it.
Like I said, these are two very large boxers. And Middleton really peppering Clarence with some jabs and then a big right cross and a big left and right from Middleton.
Looked like might have been an elbow, an incidental elbow that time by Middleton, but Middleton really coming back now.
Utilizing that left jab and the right hook. He gets 2 left jabs and a right hook. That seems like his game plan.
And there goes Middleton. That's what he has to do, is move off the ropes and move out of the center of the ring, and he has a chance to stand a chance against Clarence, because you get Clarence leaning on you, and that's not gonna. That's
276 pounds leaning on you after a couple rounds.
He outweighs him by over 50 pounds, and big right hand to the head and right to the body from Middleton. And the right hand miss, and that's the end of round 3 from Sweeney Center in Santa Fe. And again, a nice crowd for the fight tonight, gentlemen. This is, I got to tell you, I'm surprised at the size of this crowd here.
Yes.
Santa Fe has really turned out.
Round number 4.
Yes, they really have. They really showed that bringing professional boxing to Santa Fe is a good thing, and that maybe we can have more fights to come.
And I hope to see that in the future. If we get turnouts like this, we're gonna love boxing in this town.
Yes, we are.
On your radio dial.
And gentlemen, on that round, what do you score that round in your words?
Actually, I give that round to Mike Middleton. He really showed he's coming back, and he hasn't lost it all yet.
Okay, I had it even there. They both seem to be hitting each other with some nice shots. Middleton still utilizing the left jab with the right hook, followed up with the 2 jabs, and Clarence Garcia is still being aggressor in this fight, and we need to, if he can keep doing that and putting that 276-pound body on him, he can win this fight.
Yes, he can.
Bob, I think you're right. I think Mike Middleton won that last round, but the first 2 rounds are pretty even. But
right
Clarence,
shot.
I think, won the second round, but we'll see how things go here in round number 4.
Right now it's 2-1 Clarence.
And Middleton pretty effective in the clinches in the center of the ring, but once they get on the ropes, that certainly gives the advantage to Clarence Garcia of Santa Fe. I'm not sure either one of these fighters thought this fight would go this far.
I think if this fight gets into the later rounds of the 5th and 6th, the crowd factor is really going to become a major part of this fight in helping Clarence Garcia, because he's got the hometown.
Garcia, he's really patient right now, trying to find his perfect shot. I think he's waiting for a shot. He's timing it. If you look at him, he's just kind of leaning on him there, waiting for him to see what he's doing, and he explodes with that right hook.
Either that or they're both tired.
Yeah, now Middleton leaning up against the ropes, and once again he gets up against the ropes, and Clarence is going to dish out some punishment, and now Middleton responds with a nice left-right combination.
It really looks like Middleton's trying to push him off and not let him lean up against him, because I think that puts a little fatigue in Middleton, holding up Clarence Garcia's weight as well.
Quite a night for professional boxing. 9 bouts on the card tonight, and of course the main event coming up later, Chris Linson and Juan Galvan.
And Clarence Garcia coming in, got him in the corner, hitting him with some
Looks like Middleton might be going down. His knees are starting to get shaky.
He's not responding. The referee has to be looking. Oh, there was the mouthpiece. Oh, and I think Clarence Garcia slipped there, plus his mouthpiece fell out again.
That shows you the power and that Clarence is using to throw those slipped off balance after he threw that big right hand. And Middleton was the recipient of several heavy blows.
That was real unfortunate for Clarence Garcia.
Okay, now they're going to penalize Clarence Garcia here.
1 point.
1 point for his mouthpiece coming out again.
They penalized him 1 point for losing it.
That was real unfortunate because Clarence had him hurt.
And Clarence misses with a big overhand right.
I guess that kind of teaches the fighters that you got to keep your mouth closed when you're fighting, because if you keep it open, it'll get knocked out at any time.
Now Middleton back to the center of the ring. The gloves held high.
Middleton with a couple of left jabs, another left.
Starting to work it more.
Middleton really scoring with these left jabs. They're connecting straight to the forehead of Garcia.
He really is. He's used the jab effectively here in the fight so far. And also his defense, even though he lays on the ropes periodically, he's kind of using that peekaboo look defensively to keep him getting hit.
Ooh, Middleton with a nice left hook to end the round.
Well, that's 4 rounds in the books. And both gentlemen retreat to their
welcome
seats.
to the ring, Marilyn Monroe, round.
And who do you guys give that round to that time?
I give the round to, I give it to Middleton because of the fact that he, of the point deducted, was it a point or a warning?
Yes, there was. 1 point deduction.
I give the point to Middleton there because of that point taken away. And also utilizing, he's scoring on those left jabs.
Yes, he is. I also give that round to Mike Middleton. He's really shied away from his jab in the second and third round, but coming back in the fourth, he's really using it a lot more.
Well, I think the Clarence seemed to have the edge in the first 2 rounds, the opening 2 rounds, and then Middleton has come back very strong. He's tried to get off the ropes a little bit more and stay in the center of the ring and use the jab, as James said earlier, pretty effectively here so far.
And here's the start of round 5.
Fighters meet in the center of the ring, and quickly they go to the ropes and in a clinch. Well, this is really what this is a great fight for fans, boxing fans, as we said earlier.
Yes,
they really love heavyweights. And these are definitely
looked like a big left hook, but he missed him.
Middleton got a nice body shot before.
A couple of short rights from Clarence Garcia to the body of Mike Middleton. Middleton in the red, white, and blue stars and stripes shorts on your screen. Clarence trying to land the overhand right, and both fighters kind of lean on each other. Danny Romero Jr. is in the crowd here tonight.
Yes, he is, and we'll be stay tuned because we'll have an interview with Danny after his award acceptance after this fight. So stay tuned for that.
Fighters move off out of the corner back into the center of the rings and clinching once again. The referee's going to separate them and says a word or two to Middleton.
He's giving him a warning not to push him off with a forearm. Both fighters kind of just leaning on each other right now, giving little short shots inside the clinch.
Well, Clarence now just kind of pushing him back across the ring. And they are really tired. These two guys are really worn out. And they got one more round to go. And now Middleton moving Clarence Garcia against the ropes. Referee encourages throws some punches in
a nice right shot from Middleton, and he's working the body. Seems to be a little bit of a, as you can see, he's going to the stomach of Garcia, and he gets him with a little 1-2 combination there.
And he went to the body, then up to the head, and a nice job of infighting by Mike Middleton. Middleton out of Florida.
Middleton connects with the left and then with the right to the face. Clarence still going to the body and into the head. Now with some punches to the head. That stunned him. He's off balance.
Big left and right on the top of his head. And Clarence may see see some light at the end of the tunnel here.
Middleton seemed to let down his guard there. I don't know what he's thinking. With his...
You're right, he dropped his hands, and I don't think you want to do that. Unless you're Sugar Ray Leonard, you don't do that.
Now with 276 pounds of a punch coming behind you.
And that's the end of 5. That's Sweeney Center.
That was a big round that time for Clarence Garcia. He really came out and he put his shots on Middleton and really stunned him there towards the end. And I think that this next round, if Clarence keeps getting those good shots, there might be a knockout.
Both fighters are extremely tired right now, as you can see, but they're both keeping to their game plan. And I think Middleton is getting some instructions from his corner to keep going to the body, keep going to the head with the left jab, excuse me. And Clarence Garcia seems to just keep putting pressure on him, and I think that's the way to do it.
Well, I think they're gonna. I think this 6th round is going to decide the fight.
New Mexico, are you ready? It's the 6th and final round.
Started off well the first 2 rounds. The next 2 rounds really to Middleton, and Clarence did well in that the 5th round. And this 6th round, we'll see who comes out the victor here now.
Starting round 6, they both showing good sportsmanship. Ooh, but he comes out with a left jab.
Middleton really did land a couple of nice jabs. Clarence Garcia responds. Another nice jab from Middleton. Left-right combination there.
Middleton has come out fired up for this round.
He's a long ways from home, from Florida, fighting in New Mexico.
Crowd really getting into it in this last round.
And Middleton continues to land. And now the fighter's clinch, the referee's going to separate them. Middleton missed with the jab.
And now his mouthpiece, Thought
he lost his mouthpiece too. Oh, a nice right hand by Middleton as they go back
to the corner.
And Clarence Garcia trying to use his weight to his advantage, but Middleton has really come out strong here in the 6th round, landing the combinations to the head and face of Clarence Garcia. But it's early in the round. And we'll see if Middleton can keep it up for final couple of minutes. And now there goes a mouthpiece, and Middleton slips down. I guess that's
Clarence Garcia's mouthpiece again.
Clarence Garcia's mouthpiece. I thought that was Mike Middleton's mouthpiece that came out.
Middleton looks over to his corner, gives a look at a little bit of confusion.
Oh,
there's a big cut on the side of Clarence Garcia's eye.
Under his left eye. A big cut under the left eye of Clarence Garcia.
Now both seem to be leaning on each other right now.
And I think that really came from all those jabs from Middleton. And the crowd now wanting Clarence to...
The Santa Fe crowd getting into it.
Chanting Clarence, Clarence. Middleton fighting back. This is Garcia against the ropes. Middleton keeping his gloves up in a defensive position.
Garcia looks tired right now. He's trying to give all he has right now, but it looks like his power has diminished.
These two gentlemen have really gone at it for 6 rounds, and I don't really think either one of them expected to go 6 rounds tonight. That's the fight.
That's the end of the fight.
Put your hands together for Clarence Garcia and Mike Middleton.
That was a great fight. I mean, for the Santa Fe crowd, it went the distance. Like Carl said earlier, all fights have just been knockouts until now.
Yes, and I believe that, I don't know, judging by that last round, I really think Clarence Garcia was the really overtaker of that last round. It looked like Middleton was coming back for a second, but then he started to get it shaky towards the middle, and I think Clarence was doing the pounding in the end, and I think he should get credit for that round and the fight.
So Garcia over in his corner as they take the gloves off.
And we're waiting for the referee to get the final.
Collecting the scorecards from the judges around the ring, and Clarence Garcia had a big welt underneath it that was bloody in that 6th round, but they've got that cleaned up, but Middleton dished out some punishment. I think that was just really the jabs that Middleton threw throughout the fight finally opened that cut in the 6th round. We'll see how.
It seems to me Clarence had to recover from those left jabs. He had to see. I don't see how he didn't notice by at least the 3rd round, you know, that he was getting those left jabs. You have to wonder if his corner was telling him to stay away from those as much as possible.
Well, let's see what the...
We'd like to thank KISS FM 97.1.
We'll go to the ring announcer.
Making Mano a Mano possible tonight, along with Budweiser, the King of Beers, Sutter Lincoln Toyota, Sam Pick for Mayor, Nambe Mills, the Ramada Inn.
Well, the referee and the fighters stand in the center of the ring awaiting for the decision of the judges. Again, the Chris Litzen, Juan Galvan fight coming up later on here on SFC TV 6. Well, these two gentlemen have really expended a lot of effort. Were they still trying to get the glove off of Middleton, get his right glove off. Fighters shake hands.
Both showing good sportsmanship.
And we'll now go to ring announcer, Joe Garcia.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Gallup scores it 58-56 Garcia. Judge Larry Chavez scores it 58-56 Middleton. Judge Akins scores it Garcia 58, Middleton 55. The winner in the red corner, Garcia.
Clarence Garcia on point wins his fight tonight here in Santa Fe, and I gotta believe the hometown crowd.
The hometown crowd right now.
Bobby, I think really hometown crowd got him going.
Yes, I think so. I think that those final 2 rounds, Garcia really came back. He really showed what he had, and he really gave Middleton all that he had, and he really showed what he had in those final 2 rounds.
The 6-round fight on a split decision tonight.